go again. Tip number 1, an easy rod rack to make for your house. I teach ice fishing classes, I got a lot of rods. Where do you put them? I just get a piece of this thin wall PVC pipe, put them on with little pipe clamps there, drill them right into a piece of wood. I could have rows and rows of these. It's cheap and it's easy. That's how I store a bunch of the educational rods in the house. Tip number 2, get one of these rod racks. It's actually by Clam Outdoors. It's made to be mounted inside a shack to hold extra rods. I mount it right on my ATV. I can jump around from hole to hole. I can change rods and presentations as I need. Need something bigger, need something smaller, need something different color. I'm ready to go. That's very handy. Now we're at tip number 3. Carry as much stuff as you can right on your ATV. You don't have to dig it out of the sled. This is how I do it. I have these little clamps. I just bolt right to it. This one I wanted to carry more stuff, so I added a piece of PVC pipe, added a little duct tape there to make it stick in there. And in here, these are driveway markers. They cost like $2. This is how I mark my tip-ups, so a snowmobile doesn't hit them. They reflect at night. They work great. If you ever see one of these things, this is to get water out of a hole. So you just put that down in your drilled hole, it fills up with water, and you can refresh your minnows. This thing is great. I use it all the time. I just kind of bought it on a whim in the clearance section, but it's well worth it. And I always have a shovel with me, but if I have these attached to my ATV when I'm ice fishing, I never forget anything. So attach as much as you can. These little doodads might help you out. Tip number 4, get an extension for your hitch. You know how hard it is to lay in the ice and kind of get your sleds and stuff hooked up? So I got one of these extensions. This is from Excel Outdoors. So I can reach down there, no problem to do that. You know, you get to be older, you don't want to kneel in the ice, you don't want to lay in the snow. That has been a lifesaver, especially with this extension rack on the ATV. So if you can find one of those, you'll love it. On the back on this.
Right, hang on. Go for it.
Tip number 1, an easy rod rack to this is recording now. Yeah, this is a tough angle to get. It's not on there. You know, I have relatively small hands, and I see these like mechanics and these guys with these great big meat hooks. I don't know how they get their fingers in those little spaces, because it's hard. Alright. Trying to think of how I did it. It's right here. And I just have some, you know, some stainless screws that I'm going to use so they don't rust. And screw it on, and then I just have my rods kind of ready to go. But if we look here now, it's upside down. Oh no, we're right. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a terrible editing job for you. Just cut out. Didn't quite fit, so I added a little duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything. And I carry these driveway markers to mark my tip-ups. They're reflective at night, so snowmobiles won't run them over. This handy thing, if you ever see this in the store, buy it. I got it in a clearance pile somewhere. You dip it down and fill it up with water, and you have all sorts of water for your minnows when you lose half your water going down the... When you lose half your water going down the middle hole.